Yeah, good morning, friends. Today I am going to discuss unified clock system, watchdog timer, low power modes in unit number 4. Okay, so let them come to the unified clock system. The other name is called as a simplified clock system. The clocks we already we have mainly three clocks are available: A clock, SM clock, M clock. A clock means auxiliary clock, SM clock means subsystem master clock, M clock means master clock. These clocks are generated by using different oscillators. Okay, so what are the oscillators here? VLO oscillator, LFXT1 oscillator, X2 oscillator, DCO oscillator. We'll study one by one. Okay, then these oscillators are selected by using selectors. We have a three selectors are there. Those selectors are LFXT selector X and selecting small subsystem master clock, selecting master clock. And here we have a dividers. So the dividers means divided by 1, divided by 2, divided by 4, divided by 8 are the frequencies. That means whatever the frequencies are generating by the oscillator, that oscillator frequency will divided with different values, either 1, 2 or 4 or 8, for generating different frequencies for different modules or peripherals. Okay, we'll study one by one. Okay, so we have a three clocks. What are the three clocks are mainly? M clock, SM clock, A clock. M clock means master clock, which is a fast clock with working at high frequency. So high frequency clock is used mainly for CPU and other fast components like ADC, analog to digital converter, and as well as watchdog timer. And M clock will be mainly generated by using LFT1 clock and DCO, VLO and XT2, because XT2 will be available only some systems. That's why if present you can use XT2. Okay, then it is also divided with the clock frequencies 1, 2, 4, 8. Okay, by using divider. Similarly, come to the SM clock. SM clock means subsystem master clock. It is generated by using DCO or XT2 and divided as usual either 1, 2, 4, 8. And A clock is called as a auxiliary clock, which is a low frequency clock, either 12 kilohertz or 32 kilohertz frequency. And these A clock will be generated by using LFT1 clock or VLO, and it is also divided with 1, 2, 4, 8. And this clock is active. That means this A clock is available in all low power modes except low power mode 4. Low power mode 4. Okay, that is the clocks. And what are the sources? Let sources are LFXT1. That means low or high, both low or high frequency crystal oscillator. That means it can generate low frequency and as well as high frequency. The low frequency will be generated by using 32 kilohertz, whereas high frequency is in terms of megahertz. And also these frequencies will be generated from external clock pulses, external clock signals. Okay, then XT2, already we told XT2 will be available only some systems. Okay, so if XT2 is not available at that time, you can use a VLO for generating these signals. And last one, next one is DCO. DCO means digitally controlled oscillator. The DCO can generate different frequencies from 100 kilohertz to 10 megahertz clock frequencies. It is a default oscillator. That means if you reset automatically, this oscillator will generate the pulses or clock signals. But this DCO have some disadvantage. That means this DCO clock frequency will be changes with temperature. That means if temperature changes, the clock frequency is also changes. Okay, that is a disadvantage of this DCO. Then we have a VLO. VLO means is a internally very low power, low frequency oscillator. It is used to generate the frequency of 12 kilohertz. Okay, this is the a simplified clock system. Then go to the timers. In MSP 430 will consists of different timers. Okay, what are that? Watchdog timer, basic timer 1, real time clock, and timer A, timer B. We'll see briefly. What is a watchdog timer? Generally, the watchdog timer will be protecting our microcontroller. So, at what conditions? If the conditions are if the microcontroller executing malfunctioning or multifunctioning or failure of software or program is entered into infinity loop. At that time, the watchdog timer is protecting our system. Okay, then basic timer 1. This basic timer 1 is mainly available in 4XX family only, that is a fourth generation, and this timer is mainly used for to generating the clock frequency for LCD. LCD means liquid crystal display. So whereas in advanced systems, the LCD consists, that means LCD controller itself consists a clock frequency, a clock generator. Okay, then come to the RTC. RTC means real time clock. That is real time means is a present clock, a real time clock. Okay, then timer A. Timer A is available most of the devices and it is a powerful compared to the remaining timers. And this timer also handle external inputs and as well as the outputs. It also used to measure the time duration, that is a time period for comparators, and also this timer is used to generate the interrupts. That's why timer A is a powerful compared to the remaining timers. Come to the timer B. Timer B is same features of timer A. Whatever the features we are studied in timer A, the same features are available in timer B. In addition to that, we have timer B is used to generate the pulse width modulation, that is PWM generation. PWM generation, pulse width modulation. So we'll study one by one. Let's come to the watchdog timer. So the watchdog timer is mainly is used for to protecting our system from malfunctioning, software failure. If any program is entered into infinity loop, at that time this watchdog timer is protecting our system. Okay, this watchdog timer is operating in two modes. Those are called as watchdog mode and as well as interval mode. For interval mode, these two modes are controlled by using a register which is called as watchdog timer control register. Watchdog time control register. This watchdog time control register, the MSB, that is a higher byte from 8 bit to 15 bits or is reserved for password. The passwords are two types of passwords are available. For write operation, we have 5A, that is 0 indicates is an hexadecimal. That 5A is a password for write operation. For read operation, the password is a 69. If suppose if these passwords are entered wrongly or invalid, then automatically, already we have studied, the PUC, power up clear, will be reset the system. Okay, then if you are not using watchdog timer, at that time you can use it as a interval timer. This interval timer will be selected one bit, which is called as the fourth bit, that is watchdog timer mode selection. If this bit is equals to 1, automatically this watchdog timer will be entered into interval timer. In this interval timer, the watchdog timer counts the number of clock pulses. If it is reaches to a maximum value or it reaches to its a limit, then automatically reset. That means automatically will start counting from 0. Then it is not possible to reset the system. Okay, please observe. So if your count will be reaches to a maximum value or limit, then the count will be reaches to 0. That will maximum to 0 is called as rollover. Is called as a rollover. Rollover means the maximum limit. After that, if any one clock pulse is received, then that is automatically is reaches to 0. It is called as a rollover. And this watchdog timer is also is used to generating the interrupt by using a register bits in watchdog timer IE register. IE means interrupt enable register, and as well as GIE. GIE means general interrupt enable bit, which is studied in SR register. GIE is studied in SR register. That is a general interrupt enable. So we'll see the remaining functions of the watchdog timer control register. So already we have studied. So last bits, that is from 8 to 15 bits are used for password, and 7th bit is used for watchdog timer hold. Hold means the watchdog timer is stopped by using this bit. If 0, the watchdog timer is not stopped. If that is equals to 1, the watchdog timer will be stopped. And similarly, 5th and 6th bit is used for watchdog timer source selection. That is a clock frequencies from where we are generating the clock frequencies that will be selected. If those bits are 00, then SM clock will be generated. 01 bit is used for A clock. 10 will be used for VLO, CLK, very low frequency oscillator, and 11 will be used for crystal oscillator. Okay, then come to the fourth pin. The fourth bit is used for mode selection, because that is watchdog mode, or 1 means if that is entered into interval timer mode. Then watchdog timer control register. That means if you are 0, if this is 0, then the count will not be take any action, will not take any action. If this bit is equal to 1, the count will be reaches to 0. Okay, then come to the 0 to 2 bits, that is the 3 bits are used for watchdog timer interval. Interval means frequencies. So that means if 000, that is used for watchdog timer frequency divided by 2 power 31. Then whatever the frequency will come, that frequency is used for watchdog timer. Similarly, this 001 will be used for divided by 2 power 27, and 0010 2 power 23, 011 2 power 19. Like that, we can divide the different intervals of timers. Okay, this is about your watchdog timer. Okay, then it is a very important topic, because our MSP 430 is mainly designed for ultra low power modes, because it consumes very less power compared to the remaining microcontrollers. That's why this MSP 430 is mainly used for low power applications. Okay, then this MSP 430 is mainly operated in two modes. One mode is called as active mode, and another is called as a standby mode. Standby mode is also called as a low power mode. Let active mode. In the active mode, whatever the clocks is available, for example, for CPU clock, M clock, DCO, SM clock, A clock, etc. All the clocks are working. So that's why in active mode, it consumes more power. It consumes more power. That means it requires more power in active mode. That's why we are going to operate it in low power modes. Already you know that is a standby mode. Already you know standby mode or low power modes. How many low power modes? We have a 5 low power modes. Those are low power mode 0, low power mode 1, low power mode 2, low power mode 3. This, depending upon the modes, the power will be consumed. How this will be power will be consumed depending upon your clock signals. Now it is a simple table, so go through this table. So based on that, you have to write in words, okay, in the examinations. This is easy to understand. So let exam see that low power mode. In the low power mode 0, low power mode 0, this is these two. What is that? CPU, M clock are not available. These are off. Which is available? DCO, SM clock and A clock. Only these three clocks are available. Okay, please remember. So red mark is not available. Green mark is only available. So that's why. So the compared to active mode, low power modes 0 have less power, consumes less power, because CPU M clock is not available in a 0, low power mode 0. Come to the low power mode 1. Here CPU and M clock and DCO, these three are not available, but which is available? SM clock and A clock is available, and low power mode 2. And in this 3, that is CPU, M clock, DCO, SM clock is not available, whereas A clock is available. And similarly low power mode 3 also, but whereas low power mode 4, come to that, all clock signals are not available. That's why the low power mode 4 consumes less power. Consumes less power. Okay, it is a low power mode 4 have consumes less power, because in this all clocks are not available. Okay, then same thing I am explained some other way. See that, what is that? Here, that is low power mode, which is disabled, which is active, like that. Okay, so this is a low power mode. So let them come to the last one. So all clock pulse including A clock is disabled. So in this mode it consumes less power. In this mode all clocks are entered into sleeping mode. Please remember. So what is that? So if all clocks are disabled, then we call as a sleeping mode. So how to wake up? That means how to active. So by using an external interrupts, we can active these sleeping clock signals into wake up at R2 or into the active position. Okay, this is the low power. Then these low power modes, how we can generate the clocks. Okay, so already we are studied these pins, these bits in SR, that is CPU of oscillator of system clock generator 1, system clock generator 0. And here based on which is active, which is not active. That means A clock, SM clock, M clock, DCO. Already we have studied digital control oscillator and a DC generator. Okay, so if 1 means is active, if 0 means is not active. So how these active or inactive will be performed? By using these SR bits. Those are CPU of oscillator of system constant generator 1, system constant 0. So let you have to see that how much power will be consumed. So in low power mode 0, so we have only 35 microamperes, low power mode 44 microamperes, and low power mode 2 19 microamperes, and low power mode 3 point, and low power mode 4 it consumes 0.1 microamperes only. So it is a lowest power consumes in low power mode. So now you have to come to the low power mode 0. So if which is off, CPU will be off, remaining will be active, oscillator is active, and 000. Then which is active? A clock, SM clock active, M clock is not active, and DCO inactive, DC generator is active. And low power mode 1, CPU is on off, and system constant is a 1, and A clock and SM clock and DCO DC generator is on. And low power mode 2, so CPU is always off, and system constant generator 1010, oscillator is also on 0 means on condition. Then 1010 means A clock will be A clock and DC clock will be on, remaining or inactive. And low power mode 3 will be CPU off, only oscillator will be on, the value system clock generator is 1 1. So you can easily observe 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. So that is at that time A clock is only available, remaining clocks are not available. And low power mode, so all are 1, that means CPU off, oscillator off, the value of this constant is 1 1. Then you can observe all clocks and oscillators are inactive. So based on this table you can also write in terms of words. Okay, then same thing I am written here. Okay, same how this system constant generator 1, system constant 0, oscillator off, CPU off, mode. In active mode means all are working. It because it consumes more power. Okay, so remaining as usual. Okay, then we'll go to the same thing. We'll explain by using bar charts. What is that? Bar charts. So in the x-axis operating modes, and here consumes the current, how much current will be consumes. So let them come to the here. This is the with different powers, the different voltages. The light color is a VCC is a 3 volts, and dark color will be used, the power supply is 2.2 volts. Okay, then so so in active mode, if power is for 3 volts, it consumes 300 microamperes, whereas 2.2 volts it consumes 200 microamperes. Like that, low power mode 0, 55 and 32 microamperes. And low power mode 2, 17, 11 microamperes. Low power mode 3, 0.9, 0.7. And low power mode 4, almost all both consumes 0.1, 0.1. So now you can observe. So in low power mode 4, it consumes less power compared to the all modes, whereas MSP 430 consumes high power in active mode. Okay, these are the low power modes of your MSP 430. Okay, thank you.